that's just the cowboy in me. The restlessness, the heart of stone I sometimes get. The things I've done for foolish pride, believe that's never satisfied. The face that's in the mirror when I don't like what I see, I guess that's just the cowboy in me.
Welcome everybody to the 2020 Vian graduation. We are about to get underway, so just hang with us just for a few minutes.
My next 30 years, I'm gonna watch my weight, eat a few more salads and not stay up so late, drink a little lemonade and not so many beers. Maybe I'll remember my next 30 years. My next 30 years will be the best years of my life. Raise a little family and my wife, spend precious moments with the ones that I hold dear, make up for lost time here. In my next 30 years.
When the dogwoods start to bloom
and the crickets hum their tune. That's usually about the time that I feel most alive. But the news has all been bad, and the whole world seems so sad. I ain't had much else going on, so I sat down and wrote this song. I miss my mom, I miss my dad, I miss the road, I miss my band, giving hugs and shaking hands. It's a mystery, I suppose, just how long this thing goes. But there'll be crowds and there'll be shows, and there will be light after dark someday when we aren't 6 feet apart. First thing that I'm gonna do, slide on in some corner booth and take the whole damn family out, buy my buddies all around, pay some extra on the tab, catch a movie, catch a cab, watch a ball game from the stands, probably overwash my hands. I miss my mom, I miss my dad, miss the road, I miss my band, giving hugs and shaking hands. Well, it's a mystery, I suppose, just how long this thing goes. But there'll be crowds and there'll be shows, and there will be light after dark someday when we aren't 6 feet apart. I miss my mom, I miss my dad, I miss the road, I miss my band, giving hugs and shaking hands. Well, it's a
Oh, yeah. Here we are now, everything's about to change. We face tomorrow as we say goodbye to yesterday. A chapter ending, but the story's only just begun. The page is turning for everyone, so I'm moving on, letting go, holding on to tomorrow. I've always got the memories while I'm finding out who I'm gonna be. We might be apart, but I hope you always know
Good evening, parents, and welcome. We're glad you could be with us for tonight's commencement ceremonies at St. John's Stadium. We know it's took a while, but we're glad we could finally have one. At this time, I would like to introduce our guests joining us on the stage this evening. We have School Board President, Mr. Mike Cobb. School Board Clerk, Mr. Jerry Kaufman. School Board Member, Mr. Ed Barton. Not able to attend tonight, School Board Vice President, Mr. Gary C., and School Board Member, Mr. Ken Pack. We also have Assistant High School Principal, Mr. Richard Mosley, and our Superintendent of Vian Public Schools, Mr. Victor Salcedo. I would also like to welcome our faculty and staff in attendance from the time these students were in kindergarten through through spring break, I guess I should say, not this very week. Our staff at Vian has given them their best to help shape and ready them for adulthood. Teachers that are in attendance, would you please stand and be recognized by our audience this evening, please? Thank you. Seniors, just remember, wherever your life takes you, you'll always be a Vian Wolverine, and this will always be your home. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our seniors that were awarded our local scholarships. We have lots of seniors that receive scholarships to their universities, but what we're going to announce right now are our local scholarships because we did not get to have an awards assembly. So when I announce your name, senior, would you please stand? And none of the seniors have any idea if they've won any of these scholarships or not. So our ITAC scholarship, which is our academic team scholarship, goes to Miss Maslin Wiley. Our Sullivan Family Scholarship goes to Mr. Austin Taylor. J.D. Thompson Athletic Scholarship goes to Mr. Austin Taylor. Masonic Lodge Scholarships goes to Elizabeth Kaufman and Lexi Vinson. Copeland Family Insurance Scholarship in memory of Victoria Salcedo goes to Cash Wright. Victoria Salcedo Memorial Scholarship goes to Elizabeth Kaufman. PTO Scholarship goes to Mr. Cash Wright. Our Masonic Lodge students of today were Mr. Jackson Heflin and Ms. Hope Salcedo. Also, our teachers of today was Miss Elizabeth Ackerman and Miss Peggy Shelby. If everyone would please now stand, we're going to have a moment of silence for those loved ones that could not be present with us this evening. And then if you would remain standing, the seniors of our Vian High School Choir are going to sing our national anthem. Okay, choir members.
No, I've got it on the wide shot right now, though. Of course, they're going to not face us. Oh, maybe they are. Yeah, pull back and get that whole stage. There you go. Pull back, 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 back. It's 5. Teacher. Yeah, that's good.
Please join us in singing of the national anthem, and please welcome to the stage Miss Peggy Shelby.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, choir members and Miss Shelby. Great job, like always. You may be seated.
Down a little bit, maybe. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Our salutatorian for the Vian graduating class of 2020 is the son of Kenyatta and Amber Wright. Please join me in congratulating salutatorian Mr. Elijah Wright. The first of our 8 valedictorians for this year's graduating class is the son of Logan and Jana Coffey. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian Mr. Jake Coffey.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here. I just want to take this time that I have tonight to thank people that have helped me along the way through my years in high school. First off, I would like to thank Mr. Trotter. Thank you for teaching and showing me what integrity is all about. Your class was more than learning about agriculture. I would next like to thank my wrestling and baseball coaches. You guys always believed in me and pushed me to be the best version of myself on and off the wrestling mat and baseball diamond. Every time I would walk off that bus wearing those 4 letters across my chest, it made me feel like the baddest dude out there. I will carry the memories we have made for the rest of my life. I would also like to thank Kenyatta Wright. Thank you for being a leader I can always look up to. You have helped me tremendously in my walk with Christ. Lastly, I would like to thank my family. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being my biggest supporters through everything. It did not matter where I was competing. I could always look up in the stands and see you guys up there. That was something that always meant the world to me. You guys lifted me up when I couldn't lift myself up. I cannot put into words how much you guys actually mean to me. You guys are my everything. I love you guys. To my grandma, thank you for the morning breakfast and the daily wisdom you pour into me. To my twin, thank you for holding me accountable in everything I do. If it wasn't for you, I honestly probably wouldn't be up here right now. Thank you to this amazing town for the constant love and support that you give. There is truly nowhere like this place. Vian is and will always be the best place in the world to me. Thank you for giving me the best 12 years of my life. To the class of 2020, as we go our separate ways, let us never forget the memories we have made in this place. Finish strong in whatever you do, and never forget, once a Wolverine, always a Wolverine. Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. The next of our valedictorians for this year's graduating class is also the son of Logan and Jana Coffey. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian Mr. Brooks Coffey.
Good evening. Thank you to everyone for joining us on a night we never thought would happen. I want to start off by thanking a few people that have impacted my high school journey. First, I want to thank Mr. Trotter. I have never personally thanked you for all I learned in your class. Not just all the welding and all that, but how to live life with integrity. Next, I would like to thank my coaches. Coach Brotman, Coach Ramos, and Coach Peoples. Thank you all for pushing me not only to be the best baseball player I could be, but more importantly, the best version of myself I could be. It ended a little too early, but God has bigger plans for us. To my family, thank you so much for the support in anything I did. Mom and Dad, I can't thank y'all enough for literally everything y'all did for me in high school, from coming to every game to rushing me to places I needed to be. I could go on and on about you two, but we'd be up here for an hour. I love y'all. To my amazing grandma, for cooking breakfast for me and Jake every morning before school for 14 years. To Jake, you've been my best friend from day one. Thank you for being honest with me, even if it was a little too much. I look up to you more than you know. To Vian, thank you for the best 12 years of life anyone could ask for. To the class of 2020, man, what a ride it has been. I'll never forget the memories we've shared. From where a break was turning the smartboard off in class with his phone and had to get swats from Coach Sumter and said they didn't hurt but told me otherwise. To where Jimmy put a ticking timer in Mr. Shore's desk that sounded like a bomb, but we convinced him to take it out. I don't know if Mr. Shores knew that or not, but now he does. Or when Solomon yells seconds in the cafeteria and there aren't any. There's no end to the stories I could tell about the memories we shared. Class of 2020, here's to never forgetting our journey and the friendships we made along the way. I love y'all.
Thank you, Brooks. The next of our valedictorians for this year's graduating class is the daughter of E.O. Smith and Tiffany Gann. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian Miss Emma Gann.
I can't believe that 4 short years ago was the beginning of this journey called high school. Today marks the ending of this journey and the beginning of our future. It was not easy to get here, but I know that without the hardships and struggles, I would not be the person that I am today. I am grateful to have been able to attend a school with wonderful teachers who truly care about their students and tried their best to make sure that their students were learning what they were being taught. Every teacher that I have had here showed me and all their other students patience and compassion when teaching them. Without the teachers' efforts, I may not be the student that I am today, so thank you. I want to thank my family for supporting me endlessly throughout this journey, but most importantly, I would like to thank my dad for pushing me to be great since the beginning. No one has ever shown me more love and support than him. I am so excited to see where God leads me next in this thing called life. That's it.
Thank you, Emma. The next of our valedictorians for this year's graduating class is the son of Aaron and Becky Heflin. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian Mr. Jackson Heflin.
Administration, teachers, parents, students, and classmates. I stand before you today. I'd like to say that I stand before you on this stage with all the confidence and bravery that I could possibly muster. But in all honesty, I'm just as nervous and anxious as the first day that I walked into elementary school. And it's hard to believe that all these years after kindergarten, I still have to ask a teacher to use the restroom. The majority of students would tell you that they stand before you today feeling slighted and robbed as a member of the 2020 graduating class. And I cannot agree with them more. What should have been the most memorable and exciting part of our senior year was just taken away. Recent occurrences of isolation, quarantine, and stay-at-home orders canceled our final sports seasons, music concerts, art shows, proms, banquets, and finals. You could ask every graduate tonight what they missed in these last months, and all of us would have a final event we missed out on. Although I don't know anyone who'd complain about missing those finals. It still stands, however, that what would have been our most memorable times together are lost forever. Yet I stand before you today, class of 2020, with a burden we have the privilege of carrying. While you may bear anger and resentment for missing out, and rightfully so, we have an unprecedented opportunity ahead of us. We've experienced statewide teacher walkouts and mourned during nationwide school shootings. We even brought into this world into the wake of 9/11. In the wake of COVID-19, however, we have the opportunity to change it. A call to pioneer in the new normal and to shape a better world for future generations is a tremendous opportunity that we can be the first to grasp. This is a burden we cannot bear alone, but through the strength of our faith, family, and community, a brighter and better tomorrow is never out of sight. I stand before you today as an avid believer in our pioneering of this new normal. I stand before you today as an adult, almost, but with recent experiences that have turned us all into experienced adults. I stand before you today not just as a graduate, but as a Vian High School graduate. Class of 2020, no matter where you go, what you do, or what you become, never forget the importance of your faith, the strength of your family, or the community of Vian, Oklahoma that you called home. God bless the Wolverines, and may God bless each and every one of you on your journeys in creating a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson. The next of our valedictorians for this year's graduating class is the daughter of Brandon and Angela McDonald. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian, Miss Alexis McDonald.
Thank you. Oh, goodness. Okay. When I started high school, I was told that it would be over before I knew it. I didn't believe that. I thought it would be the longest 4 years of my life. However, standing here now, I realize that my freshman year seems like it was just yesterday. I've learned a lot over the last 4 years. But you know, the most important lessons that I learned in school were not taught by the teachers, but by my friends. They taught me that even when I don't do my best, I'm still valid. So, to my friends and teachers, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have changed me in ways that will stick with me for the rest of my life. It honestly doesn't feel real being here right now. I feel like I should be saying goodbye, but only for the summer. Tonight will be the last night some of us are together before we all go our own directions. So, to the class of 2020, we made it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. The next of our valedictorians for this year's graduating class is the daughter of Michael and Amy Teehee. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian, Miss Kaylee Teehee.
Oh. Okay. Long time no see, huh? First, I'd like to say it's an honor to finally get to speak to my graduating class of 2020. Honestly, I was fearful this graduation would never happen, but God has a plan for everything. I thank Him for allowing us to even be here at this very moment. I'd also like to thank my parents for being my greatest supporters and biggest fans. I'd also like to thank my two best friends, Hope and Jacob. And finally, Mr. and Mrs. Salcedo for opening their home and hearts to me these past 4 years. I love you all. Now, class of 2020, we're in this together. We cannot let this pandemic define us. Every goal or dream we made or set is still attainable. We made history by just staying home. We are experiencing the longest spring break ever. Who knows what else we can achieve? If we have learned anything from the senior year, it's to not take things for granted. In closing, I like to end the speech with a quote by our queen. If you love something, love it completely. Cheers. Cherish it, say it, but most importantly, show it. Life is finite and fragile, and just because something is there one day, it might not be there the next. Never take that for granted. Say what you need to say, then say a little more. Say too much, show too much, love too much. I wish you all the best of luck in life. Thank you, and God bless the Wolverines.
Thank you, Kaylee. The next of our valedictorians for this year's graduating class is the daughter of Curtis and Kathy Wingo. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian Miss Cassidy Wingo.
I don't know which one's mine, sorry. Okay, found it. Good evening and welcome to our school board members, administration, faculty, family, and the class of 2020. It is truly good to see all of you here tonight. When we left school for spring break, we had no idea that it would be our last day of school together. If we had known, we might have lingered a little bit longer in the hallways, given a few hugs, and said our final goodbyes. Maybe some of us wouldn't have skipped last hour like I did. We can't get our last days of school back, but we can be thankful for tonight and take a little time to look back on our journey together. When we were in elementary school, high school and graduation seemed to be a lifetime away. Looking back, it feels just like yesterday. In elementary, the only things we were concerned with were class cash, candy cart, and winning the end-of-the-year kickball tournament. I always looked up to the high school students who paid attention to me when I was in elementary school. The mini cheer clinic and the cheer sleepover were the highlights of my year. When I became a high school student, I remembered that feeling, and I always took time to pay attention to the little kids who waved at me while I was on the football sidelines or helping teachers in the early childhood center. Those moments are very special to me, and they have inspired me to pursue a career that will allow me to work with children. I don't regret spending time encouraging our youngest Wolverines because I know how important encouragement is. I have received a lot of encouragement from faithful Wolverine fans, teachers, and of course, my family. I want to thank all of you who smiled and stood up and cheered along with me during football and basketball games. Your spirit and involvement made games a lot more fun. Thank you to the teachers who encouraged me and challenged me. I'm grateful to say during my 13 years at Vian, I've had many great teachers who put their heart and soul into their jobs. Outside of school, my friends and teachers at Miss Jordan School of Dance loved me unconditionally, and I will always treasure them. Through dance, I was given opportunities I would never have dreamed of, and I now have, as we like to call it, our dance family. Last but not least, my family has loved and encouraged me since day one. They were there for everything from late-night homework to freezing ball games and everything in between. I'm a fourth-generation Wolverine, and I'm grateful my family chose to raise me in this small town. Without this place, these people, and their encouragement, I would not be the person I am today. I will always be thankful for my time as a Wolverine. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassidy. The next of our valedictorians for this year's graduating class is the son of Tommy and Rhonda Wright. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating valedictorian Mr. Cash Wright.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Class of 2020, long time no see. I was thinking about writing a long inspirational speech about finding your passion, working hard, and making a great life for yourself in the future. But then I thought, ain't nobody got time for that. So instead of talking about the future, tonight, I want to talk about the past. But before I do that, I have a couple of people I want to thank. First and foremost, I want to thank God, for without Him, none of this would be possible. Next, I want to thank my mom. Thank you for always shining the light of Jesus everywhere you go. Thank you for loving me unconditionally and supporting me in everything that I set my mind to accomplish. Mom, I'll love you forever. I'll like you sometimes. As long as I'm living, your baby I'll be. Dad, thank you for teaching me to work hard no matter the task in front of me. Thank you for trying to teach me how to drive a stick and not ripping my head off when I accidentally made a teeny, tiny dent in your truck's tailgate. I hope that one day I can grow up to be half the man you are, Dad. I kind of like my hair, so I think I'll keep all of that, if that's okay with you. You are my role model, and I love you more than you know. Kason, little baby Kason. He's not a baby anymore. He's out past Big Brother this way and this way. I'm not worried, though. There's this thing, it's called the Freshman 50. Y'all might think it's like the Freshman 15, but y'all never had an all-you-can-eat Chick-fil-A on your meal plan at college. Kason, thank you for always cracking jokes and letting me torture you in our one-on-one basketball games. When I leave in a few months, I'm going to miss you the most, wherever you are. I love you, little brother. Thank you to everyone else who has helped me get to this point in my life. If I was to stand here and name everyone, we would be here all night. Sometimes you will never know the true value of a moment until it becomes a memory. We knew that the end of high school was inevitable, but we never could have seen this coming. We thought we were guaranteed just one more game on the field, one more prom, one more FFA banquet. Breaking news. Life's not fair. It never was, it isn't now, and it won't ever be. My advice to the class of 2020 graduates is to not be depressed about everything that was taken away from us this year, but to reflect on and enjoy the memories that we made at this great place known as Vian High School. God bless the Wolverines. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Cash. Mr. Salcedo, at this time I present you the class of 2020.
Good evening. Class of 2020, you guys finally made it. I know there were some doubts that we were going to have a graduation, but we made it. I'd like to thank the administration, Mr. Brotman, Mr. Mosley, and the board member to making this moment happen. Couldn't do it without them, and also the teachers. The teachers have provided a lot of effort into your education, and we need to thank them also as well. It's going to be tough for me. Hope. After careful review of the records of each of these students, it has been determined that they have met the requirements of Vian High School in the state of Oklahoma, and therefore, I present to you the class of 2020.
First row, if you'll please rise. Come forward. Jake Braden Coffey.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Jimmy Brooks Coffey. Thank you. Emma Shaylin Gann. Jackson Garrett Heflin. Alexis Jordan McDonald. Thank you. Kaylee Dawn Teehee. Cassidy Dale Wingo. Thank you. Justin Cash Wright. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Elijah Amaru Wright. Thank you. Stole all the
baseballs.
Summer Cheyenne Bernosky.
Thank you.
Lauren Elizabeth Burkhart. Cody Earl Carlton.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Isaiah Gray Cloud.
I'll play baseball, but yeah, probably stole it.
Elizabeth Ellen Kaufman. Mona Starr Cotner. Chrysalyn Dawn Curry.
Oh, thank you.
Tristan Sean Curry.
Thanks, sir.
Kaylee Amelia Ellis.
Thank you.
Breck Allen Escogido.
Oh, thank you.
Zebariah Nathaniel Fairfield.
Thanks, sir.
Kyler Wayne Fry.
Thank you.
Faith Addison Fulbright.
Oh, thank you.
Tomo Grass. Joseph Gunner Griffith.
Thanks, sir.
William Riley Allen Gwynn.
Congratulations, buddy.
Dylan Barkley Hanning. Jamel Quindre Harrison. Lorena Angel Hernandez.
Oh, thank you.
Nakai Simba Dawn Holcomb.
Oh, thank you.
Jordan Danielle Hunter.
Thank you, man.
Tyler Floyd Hutchison.
Thank you.
Leah Nicole James.
Thank you.
Cody Ray Johnson.
Oh, thank you.
Tanner D. Knotts.
Congratulations, buddy.
Taylor W. Knotts.
Thank you.
Kevin Doyle Lamb. William Fletcher Lyons. Thanks, big guy. Appreciate you. Brett Allen McElhaney. Taylor Ray McWaters. Thank you. Elijah Anthony Mendoza. Thank you, buddy. Congratulations. Abby Cheyenne Morris. Thank you. Congratulations. Jordan Nathaniel Murchison. Thank you, sir. Mason James Patterson. Chandler Brock Poole. Thank you. Morrell Keyshawn Poole. Hope Elaine Salcedo. Haley Leanne Sherrill. Thank you. Sierra Lynn Skaggs. Thank you. Zachary Christopher Smith. Emmett Wayne Staley. Austin Matthew Taylor. Jimmy Wayne Turner. Thanks, Jimmy. Congratulations. Alexandria Jewel Vinson. Thank you. Ethan Wayne Ward. Thanks, man. Hunter Blake Washington. Demi Michelle Weir. Thank you, man. Maslin Arlene Wiley. Thank you. Hannah White. Thank you. Raiden Raylynn Woods. Thank you. I've been wondering where all those baseballs went. Now I know. Students, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure and honor to present to you the 2020 senior graduates of Vian High School. Yeah, hey. Hey, check the names on your plaques. The boxes are wrong. Okay. I got two of them.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna obviously tear down, take it back to the